Hello everybody, welcome to the third gardening vlog. Today, this is the second one that I filmed. The last one that I filmed was when I was like sowing the seeds, planting the seeds. So now I'm going to be transplanting them because they have gotten bigger than their containers. And we're downstairs today because no one's home and I have this space. So check this out. This is the state of the plants right now. So let me see if I can tell you what's what. Okay, so this is Thai chilies. These are the ones that I planted from the actual pepper, if you remember. This one, that marker actually stayed. This is the Peruvian pepper. Literally like everything that I planted germinated. The only one that didn't germinate was one of the seeds that I planted from the actual pepper, but all the seeds that I bought, all of them germinated. So this is that Peruvian pepper, Aji terapita. I have to learn how to pronounce that properly. This is the Scotch bonnet. This is the habanero. And these are the tomato plants. And the reason why they're like cut like that is because I watched this video, or I saw it on like Reels or something, where someone advised to like cut your tomato plant at the beginning on the main stem so it creates like two main stems or something like that. I was just trying it out. So I went ahead and cut that off, and if you see what happened is they're starting to grow from... I cut it pretty high, so now that I see where it's like I don't know, I thought honestly it was gonna like grow from the tip, but it's like growing from those like little corners. So yeah, so what we are going to do today is also, hold on, let me just show you. It's like the nicest day today, and there's someone on a sea-doo outside on the lake, and this is the first, don't mind these chairs. It was super windy the past few days, and so the chairs got all toppled over and stuff, and we didn't pick it up. But do you see that little dot? That is someone on a sea-doo, which is like a jet ski. Let me see if I can... I don't think my camera has the ability, but this is the first one I've seen this year. That's a great omen. And in general, it's like clear blue skies. We've had cold and gray for the past week, and it was like raining a lot. The sun is gorgeous. Okay, but let me show you what my plans are here. So I went to Canadian Tire yesterday and with Garrett, and we bought some more pots, because what I'm gonna do is I want to literally move each one of these individual plants into their own pot so they have the most space to grow. I had 4 of these already, so I just needed 8 more. And I'm gonna reuse these as well. So today we're going to be like repotting everything. I don't have to do the sifty thing today, which is lit. And yeah, that's the plan. Actually, one other thing is that... Whoa, look, wait. I just love the look of a airplane on a clear blue sky. Like a cloudless sky and like an airplane. It's just so cool. Okay, that was a side note. So one thing that I have to consider is that even though I am repotting all of them into their own individual pots, I still only have like a limited space on the grow light, and I don't like, it's gonna be under the grow light for a while. I think I'll start moving them outside because it is starting to get warmer, but at like, there's probably gonna be some days that are still too cold for them to just be outside the whole time. So I am willing to still like take the risk instead of just, Garrett gave me that idea. I was just like, okay, I'm just literally gonna take one of each of the plants and then pot them and then put them under the grow light. Garrett was like, why don't you just repot all of them and put them around the grow light? So even though they won't be the prime ones, they can still get a chance and maybe they will grow fine. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, but I'll show you how I place them at the end of this vlog. So before we start though, I haven't eaten anything yet because, oh my God, it's so pretty. Oh my God, what is my life? So I haven't eaten anything yet because today we are actually driving to Toronto because tomorrow is, well, there's like two main things happening this week that we need to be in Toronto for. The first one is the total solar eclipse that's happening tomorrow. We won't be able to see it. I'm just, sorry, adjusting my tripod. We won't be able to see it from here, from where we are. Like, we'll be able to see a partial eclipse, but we're not on the path of totality here. So Garrett and I are going to be driving to like the Niagara region. We're not necessarily like we're not going to the falls, but what is happening? Hold on, let me adjust this first. And now we are way too high. So I'm gonna set you up while I make this smoothie because I don't really want any solid foods right now. You know, some days like the energy is just like not a solid food day energy, like at all. Maybe I'll put you here. Oh yeah, that's cute. The lighting is on our side today, guys. Also, I've done my makeup because, see, I usually don't even have my makeup on in my vlogs. But I have it today because I love wearing makeup for when I'm in Toronto. It just feels really fun. So I did that. But yeah, we're not going to be in the path of totality here. So we're going to like the Niagara region. We're not going to go to the falls because we don't need to go to the falls specifically. And I think they also have road closures there because they don't want people going to the falls. So we're just going to drive there. But we are going to Toronto first because we're going there tomorrow, but we have to go to Toronto today because that area is closer to Toronto than it is here. So instead of driving all the way from here, we're gonna go by Garrett's parents' house in Toronto. And then it also works out because, hey, you're gonna get my like smoothie recipe here. This is like my go-to smoothie. I'm gonna start off with some frozen bananas. So basically, oops, frozen banana. And then also it's Eid this week as well, either on Wednesday or Thursday. And neither Garrett and I have ever celebrated Eid together, and I haven't celebrated Eid in a long, long time because I was disconnected from my family. So that's exciting. So we need to be in Toronto for that as well. So those are the two things that are happening, but that's why I haven't eaten because I've been like busy getting stuff in order, like packing and getting ready and stuff to travel. So, okay, so we start with a frozen banana. I actually prefer like a frozen banana. I used to also, like, if you don't have a frozen banana, like when I haven't pre-planned, I will just use like ice cubes. But when the banana is frozen, it's just so much yummier. I need to make sure the hair is not on my mic. Okay, so frozen banana, milk. Great. And then I put some cacao powder. So this is the one that I'm using. This isn't like ceremonial cacao. This is the ceremonial cacao that I use. I am an affiliate, so if you order from that ceremonial cacao place, I'll get a commission off of that. If you want it, link in the description. But this is just like a grocery store cacao. It's different than cocoa because I find that it has like a richer taste. Like it just is different. You're gonna have to try it. It feels more raw. I don't know. So I'm gonna put that, like a spoon. I don't have exact measurements, go with your heart, but approximately like a teaspoon, sometimes more, depending. And then I also put, I need more of this, but this is like milled chia seeds. So I actually put this in the smoothie because I use like a tablespoon. I do it because it keeps it filled. So chia seeds regularly are like this, like they're whole. So milled chia seeds are just them ground up. And I just like that texture better in a smoothie. Like obviously you can still use the whole thing. I just use like a tablespoon. But I'm just gonna use what's in this packet because it's empty now. So I put that in because it makes a smoothie more filling. And then I've got some acai, freeze-dried acai powder. I got this, like, I went to Costa Rica last January 2023. And I like fell in love with just like my body. Like I had an acai bowl and that was the first time I ever had that. I'm putting also like a spoon. Bloop. I had an acai bowl there and my body just like fell in love with it. And so I got home and I couldn't get, I'm not around like fresh acai berries, but I could find like the freeze-dried powder. So I just bought that and pretty happy with it because it gives my body what it wanted basically. And then the last ingredient, most important, is almond butter. I put like everything's just like a spoon and it changes. So the almond butter is honestly what makes this smoothie feel, I don't know, it's just like without almond butter, it's just not the same. So, and peanut butter is not the same either. Like I actually don't like, when I do it with peanut butter, I actually don't like that. I don't like that peanut butter taste. Let me also guys, I got this water bottle yesterday. I like it because it says mana, hello? Okay, do you hear how Luna, okay, whatever, just trust me, it says, why can it not focus? There, mana. Mana, from what I understand, means like life force. And I just thought that was a really great association to have with your water bottle because water is literally life, like helps and assists you with your life force. It's also huge, and I've been using like a plastic water bottle and I didn't really want to use the plastic water bottle because I have negative beliefs around plastic. Maybe I'll work on that at some point. But right now I have negative beliefs around plastic, even though I'm using this. But plastic water bottles, I'm like, I don't want my water to sit for a long period of time in plastic. So that's why I got a metal one. And also this is big, so that's good. Okay, we're gonna blend this. Oh my god, this blender has a tendency to leak because it's old, I guess. Hold on. Okay, it didn't leak this time. I just have to be really careful that when it's blending that this thing doesn't twist because then it breaks its seal and it leaks. So here it is. I love, let me stand. Me just trying to always try to get the most aesthetic shot possible, even though I'm trying to care less, because when I care too much, it paralyzes me and I go into like a freeze response and then I don't make anything. So this is perfectionist, healing from perfectionism. And that's it. I like using a wine glass because it just seems nicer. I love drinking from it. And then I also have these metal straws that I got that I use. Anyway, I'm gonna put everything back and then I will see you outside and we will get to transplant. Okay, this is a pretty cute, pretty shot, isn't it? Okay, so let's try this smoothie first. Great. You know what I'm missing actually? I need to get fertilizer and like water. Hold on, let me go do that. Okay. I think the fertilizer is in the boathouse. I don't think I've ever taken you to the boathouse before. Oops, I hope it's not too windy. Maybe I'll put one of that fuzzy thing. the boathouse is, we have a boat, but it's not maintained. So it's kind of stinky in here. Okay, I know that there's, see, some stuff. A bike. Okay, I see there's two, oops, there are two Miracle Grow. I'm trying to look for one that says it's for vegetables. Because there's one inside. So this one says tomato, fruit, vegetable. I don't know how old this is. Do you think that matters? Probably not. This one is water soluble. It just says grows bigger, more beautiful plants. And then the one inside is like specifically marketed towards flowers. So we're just gonna take this and check it out. And if it looks kind of crusty, then I will not use it. But, because I honestly, it could be like 20 years old. It's not even a joke. There's a puppy. There's a Gia puppy over there. Our neighbor's dog, Gia. She's really sweet, but she loves to bark. She's a sun dog. Okay, and Luna's obviously freaking out. So, I'm gonna go back to our spot. And like that looks old. Ooh, it's pink. Okay, I'm just gonna use it because it's literally just crystals. I don't think they can, I'm sure their shelf life is like insane. Okay, I love that. I also love that because the other fertilizer I have inside is like blue. So I kind of love doing the pink. I'm a pink girl. And the plant. Also, I looked around the box and it doesn't say anything about best before date or use before whatever. So I'm going to go with my gut on this. I'm also not going to look it up because I know if I look it up, there's going to be an equal amount of people that say, yeah, totally, it's totally fine. As there are going to be people that we're going to be like, no, don't do it, you're going to fuck up your plants. So because I already know that there's going to be that polarizing truth online, I'm just going to go with what I want, which is that it's fine. So I need to figure out what a gallon of, I need to put like this teeny scoop into a gallon of water. But I need to figure out what a gallon of water is first, because like how many liters is that, / cups. Hey Siri, how many cups is a gallon of water? 16 cups. I don't even know if I have something that big to hold the water in. You know what? I do have a watering can. Ta-da! New tool. So I'm just gonna fill this up in the sink. In the past, like I know that Garrett's parents will use lake water to water their plants, but I don't really want to use lake water because I don't, I'm sketched out by the bacteria in lake water and how that will affect my very not native to this area plants, you know, because I'm growing like peppers and stuff. So I'm just rinsing that out. I don't know if it needs to be rinsed out. This is just dishes that I have to do later. So I'm gonna measure it. This kettle has like a 7-cup measure. So it was 16 cups that need to go in here. 16 cups of water. 7. I'm trying to bring you closer. Come see my sink. 7, that's 7. 14. We need 16, so 2 more cups. 16. Now I need something to mix in here with. Let me put in the fertilizer though. Okay, so I just double check because I'm a double checker. Okay, it says indoor plants because they're still gonna be indoor. Mix half the teaspoon, the small end of the enclosed spoon, per 1 gallon of water. Okay, so we got the small. I love that it's pink. I just love it. It's pink. Pink. I'm gonna put that in there. Now I need something to mix, but maybe I can just do this. Is it working? There was like, I remember Garrett's parents have like something actually, just spilling some out. I think they had like a stirring stick or something for this watering can, but I don't know where that is right now. We're just gonna do this. That should be good. Okay, everybody. So a lot of my philosophy, oops, let me flip up this camera. So I can see myself in it. So a lot of my philosophy with gardening has been around literally just like going with my gut, because like I was just saying about like when you try to Google stuff, there's so many different ways to do something and it can be really overwhelming. So I decided at some point to just do it how I want and what feels right to me. So I'm actually only going to use the fertilizer. I realized that I didn't even need that much water, but I'm gonna use the fertilizer water on the existing soil because like the new potting mix probably doesn't need it, right? But I'm just wetting this so that I don't know, I feel like it would make sense to wet the soil before you pull the plants out of the pot, because then the soil can stick to the roots. I've never done this before, so hopefully I'm gonna let that sit, and then let's just set up these pots here. We're gonna fill them all with soil. Yeah, I'm gonna make a design. There. So first things first, I'm going to fill all of these with some soil. So let me just move the camera. And that's nice. Okay. I'm gonna use my hands and not the gloves because I want to feel the dirt on my skin. Okay. So if you remember, I don't have to sift the soil this time, which is great. I don't have to sift the soil because the baby sprouts have sprouted into stronger things. The best thing about doing this outside is that I don't have to worry about this mess. I can just brush it off afterwards or sweep it off. Oh, something I didn't talk about yet was I chose to get plastic, especially for like my mains. You know how I said that there's like my main plants, one of each that I'm really prioritizing because they're the ones that are going to get the best shot because they'll be under the grow light all the time. So for those, I really wanted them to be in plastic because these have been great. I honestly haven't had any problems with them, but they do dry out pretty fast because they're like made out of a biodegradable like paper material. And it just sucks the water out of the soil very easily. And it's been fine though because I've been home, so it's not. I have been around every day to rewater, but I don't want to have to depend on I'd rather just not have to worry about it as much. And also I know that these plastic ones I can reuse next year, whereas I'm not sure the condition of these biodegradable ones. The point of the biodegradable ones is to apparently you can just if you have garden beds, you can just plant this directly into the garden bed. But I don't know about that because how do the roots, I don't know. I feel like I'd be too nervous to do that. I'm filling this to the top, but I also know that I'm gonna get Garrett to help because he's actually transplanted before and I'm just terrified of doing it wrong and killing the plant. Hopefully you can still hear me. The neighbors are our friends, by the way. I think they're fixing their hot tub. So, but luckily I have this microphone, which should be good. Okay, so let me call. Should I just do it? Do I need Garrett? Okay, I'm going to pull one out and see what it looks like. Let's do the tomato plants because they seem the strongest. Oh, this is what it looks like. Okay, so now I need to be careful to not mess up the roots. One of them I'm just going to replant in here. Trying to be so gentle. Okay, they separated pretty easily. I'm going to put that guy down there for a sec. So this is, wait, which one do I want to, I think this one's stronger, so I'm going to plant this one as my main. Put it to the side. All right, let's see. I wonder if you can see properly. Okay. So, should I just put this in here? Right? I feel like I don't need to uncover this more. Do I? No. My heart tells me no. So I'm just going to pull some of this soil out. You can sit there for a bit. And I'm just going to make a hole for him or her. I think I'm going to make it slightly deeper. I did read that you can, with tomato plants, you can bury part of their long stem under the soil as well. making a hole. That looks good. Then I can just fill up around it. Okay, but you know what I will do with the transplanted? I'm going to, not transplanted, with the fertilizer water, I'm going to just put a little bit in that hole there. Also, these pots have drainage holes, which these pots do not, which is good for as these plants get bigger. Okay. Here's little tomato plant. I'm going to put him in. And kind of, guys, I'm going with the flow. I didn't watch any instructional videos. Okay, that looks great. IMO. He's kind of on a tilt because of how he was bending towards the light. I'm not gonna lie, because I know that there's people, my neighbors next door, I feel like I'm being less talkative. Just a masking thing that I'm working on. Okay, so that is the first transplant. I think there's nothing, I think that's it. Like, I don't think it's more complicated than that. So I'm going to water it now. Oops. Ooh, I saw a rainbow. That's a good sign. I'll take that as confirmation. And it's draining out. Great. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over here. Actually, maybe I'll move it in the sun over here. The done ones. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one back in this spot. There. Actually, I kind of want to get it deeper in. Don't ask me why. Just got a feeling. So something in me tells, you know how there's like a little bit in this existing, this is what I took the other guy out of too. There's like a little bit of existing root. I feel like it's important to not put a different plant there. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't know anything. I'm just going with the flow, going with my instincts. Okay. Water this. Do you see how wet this planter is? Leave that here. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of the plants. I'm not going to go into detail with the rest. I'll just maybe like speed it up or something, or just skip forward. So are you going for a run? Okay, so it's actually starting to get cold now here because the sun is going away. I'm just going to put the plants that I'm not working on just inside. I don't think it's that cold that it's a problem, but I just feel like they don't need to be that cold. So I'm just gonna move them inside and then grab them as necessary. Okay, Garrett's here because he's transplanting the basil that he got me. I have a scarf, but I should really have like a... It was so nice, Garrett, when the sun was on.
I can tell.
When the sun was on. And then I need this back down. Now it's starting to get cold. Okay, so this one. Oh no, there's a puppy being sad. Oh, Gia.
It doesn't like that.
She's like wants us to talk.
Where's the water?
This is fertilizer water, and this is regular water. Luna hates it.
Sorry, I'm making a bit of a mess here for you.
It's fine. Look how I have a mess too already. Oh, I forgot to feed this guy some fertilizer. You can just leave it here to drain. But can you put it over there so it doesn't drain on me? Drain on me. Look, he got his own home. Excuse me.
Okay. Just don't forget him, because he'll freeze. I'm gonna go on my run now, okay?
Yep. They've got dirt in them, which is what I wanted. But, okay, I'm done the transplanting. Let me show you. These aren't all of them. I moved some of them upstairs into the light. I'll show you why. These are, I think, habanero and Scotch bonnet. So, okay, so I'm just going to label them, label their pots. Why is this crooked? Just going to label their pots so I know what they are. I think I already did the habaneros. Good. So thank God I did the habaneros because I would not have known what's what, which I guess could have been fine because like it's not like they're any different to take care of. But so then these are Scotch bonnets, I believe. Yes. Let's just pretend. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move these now that they're labeled. the last thing that I have to do is set them up upstairs, and then after that I have to clean up, because then we gotta go and drive to the city. So I'm gonna move everything up and then I'll see you there. So this is our current grow op. This is like Judy's stuff, Garrett's mom's stuff. Okay, so that's what I was saying, that our grow light only can hold so many plants. So gotta be selective and just kind of do one of each one. And I'm choosing the ones in this Scotch bonnet. And then the rest I'm just gonna put around. Is this right? Yeah. Thai Scotch bonnet. What's this? So much liquid. Okay, this is the untitled one. I haven't labeled it yet. The Peruvian pepper. Oh my gosh, I really hope. Okay, I know. I hope they survive that transplant. I know moving can be tough. Okay, let me just bring all of them upstairs and then I can decide what's going where. Okay, I brought the marker upstairs, so let me just label this unlabeled one. The Peruvian pepper. Okay. And I also need to find those other Peruvian ones so that I can do that. Okay, so this is the last one that goes here. So I think this is good. This is the tomato plant. These are other plants, by the way. I never vlogged them. But there are other plants that I'm growing that you will see. Okay, I believe that should be good. I think I need to maybe move this light kind of more in the middle so that I can put, because there's 3 more of these plants that I need around. So like I was saying, I don't like need all of them, to survive, which is why like I didn't, like my original plan was just to have 1 of each plant, and then I seeded more than 1 of each plant because I was worried about germination rates, but then literally everything germinated and now I have all these plants. So I was like, hey, let me just, whatever, just like replant them and see how far they get. But there's only like a few, like 1 of each that I'm keeping under the grow light, so they have like the best chance basically. But everything else I'm kind of just like seeing what happens with it. But let me just rearrange this and then I'll show you. Okay, you guys, here's our final configuration, our final look. So I don't know what's what now. Okay, but do you see how, so there's like 1 of each at least. There's 2 Thai chilies in here, 2 of these plants, and then everything else is 1 each. So these are like my mains that I want to survive basically, so that I can plant them into an even bigger pot. And then everything around, I think it actually might do fine because it does seem like there's quite a bit of light that goes around. So hopefully that works out. I want to show you that. So do you see that plant? So that plant and then like this plant and this plant, they look kind of wilted, right? And there's a few others. Hopefully that isn't a problem. Let me just put you here so I can talk about that. So hopefully it's not a problem that they're wilting. I have never, as you know, ever transplanted anything before. I also didn't really watch. I watched like a video like a few weeks ago on someone transplanting it, and it's just, they just did what I did. So hopefully that wiltiness is just them getting used to their new environment, and like maybe it just takes some time for the roots to like acclimate. Hopefully. I am feeling like anxious about that because I don't know if that's normal or not. And it's funny that the most wilty ones seem to be like my Thai plants. Not sure why. Maybe because like I have the most attachment to the Thai plants, because like those are the ones that I'm most excited about. So a lot of this journey for me, this gardening journey, something that I wanted to explore within myself through this was allowing myself to feel the fear of making a mistake, but doing it anyway and learning as I go, and like holding myself through any mistakes that I make. So when I look at anything that's wilting, or I feel like, oh my God, I hope that's gonna be okay, I'm first of all holding the faith that it's gonna be fine. Like that's what I'm going to hold my energy in. I'm just gonna assume that it's totally fine and I'm gonna stay in there. But at the same time, I'm gonna I'm gonna leave room for if it's not fine. Because if it's not fine, at the end of the day, that's okay. Like this is again what I was speaking about at another part of this video. Like I have like perfectionist tendencies, and I just want everything that I do to be perfect all in one go. And because I've been so averse to making a mistake, I have held myself back from doing things that I want to do because I've never done them before, and I'm like too scared to like do them and not know what I'm doing and then make a mistake. And gardening's kind of something like that I decided to actually, you know what, it's okay if I make a mistake. I'm literally gonna do my best. I'm gonna learn as I go. I literally have my whole entire life to get better at it. And if some of these plants that I transplanted today pass away, they die, then I learned something. Like then I'll go in and do some research on luckily that I've recorded all of this, so maybe I can watch back and see maybe I didn't do something right, and that I can like fix that for next time. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like there is very much a feeling of like, I really hope it works. Like there's a part of me that obviously it stems from childhood, from school or something, being like a perfect student. I just like have tied the results of the things that I do. So like whether something that I do is successful or not, I have tied that. I have believed that result is tied to my self-worth and my value as a person. And in this case, it's like, if my plants fail, then I'm a bad gardener. And it's like I have used results of things that I do in the world as like identity markers in a way. It's like, okay, if I don't do something right, that means I'm bad at it. It's like I end up assuming the identity of like, oh, I'm bad at this. And then I limit myself in that way. So through this process, through this gardening thing especially, and there's a lot of other things that I'm also exploring right now. Garrett's home. But like the other day we groomed Luna, and I was like so scared of doing that. But there's a bunch of things that I'm working through that fear of doing it wrong and being like, okay, it's like if it does go wrong, I'm still fine at the end of the day. If it doesn't end up successful in the way that I originally envisioned, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't freaking matter. So yeah, that's it for this vlog. Let me show you again what our setup looks like. I'm not touching any of these things because they're not mine. But yeah, that's it. That's what I will leave you with, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Now I'm gonna like clean everything up, finish packing, and then we're going to go to the city for the week. Bye.